This video is to purpose is to talk about the secret society in the spirit of Ayn Rand. In Atlas Shrugged, she talked about all the productive people leaving society to form their own community, and this isn't so secret since I'm putting this on a video, but I'd like to go through how I envision how my secret society should look like. I termed it House on the Hill, and uh, only members that would have a positive impact on my life would be allowed uh, at the house on the hill, or to be a part of this secret society in the most idealistic terms. Um, the spirit of it is primarily the Eastern way of thinking, um, the Zen, the Tao, and the Buddhism. Uh, the realization that yin and yang is correct, that you cannot have good without evil, being without non being, black without white, and so forth, and acceptance of that. Um, However, I believe you should identify all of the evils and try to eliminate them from your life as much as possible and stick with the good things in your life. um, Alan Watts may say that you're ignoring half of reality, but I'm doing my own thing, and I'm acknowledging that evil exists, but I'm just not going to have that as part of my life as much as possible. Um, so this is also in the spirit of Nietzsche's Overman and Superman, that you're breaking out of the bounds of the limits of regular society. An ultimate goal is to have freedom, ultimate freedom of yourself to be who you are, who you were destined to be, and break out of the limits of ordinary society. A goal is to seek perfection, or even to appreciate each moment, each day, as being perfection as much as possible. Seeking nirvana, heaven, whatever you would want to call it. A big part of this takes imagination and creativity and novelty, that you would use your mind to create this perfect society, whether that's of one or others that may be allowed in to experience this with you. Um, Imagination is so important, um, just because that is it creates um, this new reality. So, since Buddhism is the study of the self and reality, imagination and creativity and novelty is a big part of this. Also, health will be a big part of this as well, because you need to feel good physically as well as mentally, spiritually, mind, body, and soul. So first of all, I'm just going to identify all of the evils in the world just quickly, and these are the things that you're going to try to get away from: sickness, death, anxiety, fear, especially fear of death, but all types of fear in your career and so forth. Guilt, coercion, being forced to do or believe things that you don't want to believe or do. Boredom is absolutely critical, and that's where this novelty and creativity, imagination come in, to get away from the boredom of life when you're trapped in circumstances that you don't want to be in. TV has a very negative impact on people, I believe. This isn't to say necessarily that you need to completely eliminate TV or movies out of your life, uh, but realize that you're getting a lot of brainwashing and coercion and negativity uh, through TV, especially news as it relates to politics and the shaping of society, of this coerced altruism that we've talked about so many times. Our education system is completely broke down. So formal education um, is has subversive goals, in my opinion. It's not necessarily to teach fundamentals of math and science, but more it's getting into political correctness and racism and global warming and all of these political ideologies, uh, ultimately to achieve votes and robots, voting machines, voting blocks. Many laws and regulations are restrictive and don't make sense. Not to say that anybody should break the law or anything, um, but just be aware that a lot of the laws and regulations are there to control you, and one of our goals is to have freedom. Society itself will try to draw you back in so that there's a conformity. Everybody wants to be like everybody else. Um, they want you to vote for the certain politicians, keep the status quo, keep things moving. Uh, this secret society that I'm talking about, House on the Hill, uh, is almost indifferent to all of this because none of this is going to change. Many of the countries and cities and municipalities are going bankrupt, and there's promises that have been made by politicians, and corruption is so deep that I believe that this secret society is the only way to go out, move towards, as was stated in My Dinner with Andre. There will be these pockets of light of where people that are into the good and the creativity and uh, the all the great things in life. Those pockets of people will still be out there, outside of this mass corruption and and evil. Negativity is buried in regular society, if you talk to many people, or through the news and TV and coerced altruism and all that negativity. There's a lot of hate in that, of people being attacked for who they are or the way they believe. So to just get away from that. And if people want to believe that way, our secret society is indifferent to this. We're not out to change anybody. We're not out to um, um, do anything but break away from this all of this evil. Subversion. Politicians, by very nature, almost are all corrupt and evil. There are some good ones out there and have good intentions, but they're within the system, and I believe the system itself is broke down. Taxation is legalized stealing. A disease uh, is this God-given uh, state of affairs that we need to break out of through health and positive thinking. um, Routine of people being in a routine, always going to the same job, the boredom of all that. So these are all the bad things that I think my House on the Hill secret society of one needs to break out of. Now, I've talked in the past, the Buddhism and Zen, one of the big goals of it is the non-ego, losing the self. And I am going to accept it at this point to this extent. My non-ego definition is becoming one with your experiences. So by that I mean the feeling you get when you've done something really spectacular, and I've mentioned many times, somebody climbing Mount Everest, you become one with that event, some other great thing that you've done in your life, a musical piece or a great sports situation or something you did in business or whatever it may be, when that's almost time. Um, the time is not uh, relevant, and yourself isn't relevant. You lose yourself in those moments, and that's my definition of non-ego. I will accept that for now. As I've mentioned many times, losing the self, I think, completely only happens at death. But I am going to accept this non-ego definition of to seek as many moments where you become one with your experience and you don't have those feelings of guilt and anxiety and fear and so forth. So all the good things to move towards is love, music, appreciation of music, dancing. I put on here because dancing uh, does not have a goal of, it's not where you end up in the last step. It's not an A to B. It's the enjoyment of uh, the act. And that's a metaphor for how I believe you need to live your life. Sports, especially the martial arts, um, yoga, Tai Chi, Judo, um, lifting events, all of that helps with the health and the mental capacities of relaxation and everything. I think that's very important. My number one of all this maybe is the study of philosophy itself, the study of reality and the self. That's where I get my fun. But there's many others, and this list could be whatever. But at this point, this is my house on a hill, and yours can be whatever you want them to be. I put awe here. Live your life as if everything is a miracle. This is a line from Albert Einstein, who said that you're either going to live your life as nothing is a miracle or that everything is a miracle. And I'm just saying, live your life as if everything is a miracle, because then you have that awe, that appreciation of every single day, the beauty of life and um, of art and so many things that are so wonderful in this life. Uh, Art, acceptance of yourself, be who you want to be who you were destined to be in life. Your career, do what you love what you do on a daily basis, including your career. Forget about the money. Um, if you do what you love, you will absolutely be happy, and the money may or may not come. But if you become an expert at what you um, seek as your career and your discipline, um, then the money should come. An appreciation for science and religion and learning and knowledge, the appreciation of every single day trying to better yourself in learning, not for somebody else's um, purposes, but for your own, just the enjoyment of learning. It's part of growing, having patience with yourself, uniqueness. Every day is unique. You yourself are unique. An appreciation of that. Relaxation. A lot of that'll be developed through this sport and this acceptance of yourself if you get away from the negativity. Beauty. Beauty is truth, truth, beauty, and appreciation of that in everything that you do. The mind. Respect for the mind. As Ayn Rand said, it is our greatest asset. As Max Tegmark said, it is what makes us unique in the universe. We may be the only beings in our entire galaxy or universe, he believes, that has an actual mind that can appreciate reality and appreciate the self, and to not appreciate the uniqueness of that fact, um, and to abuse your mind through drugs or alcohol is just throwing that great gift away. And that's why I mentioned sobriety and clarity. Not that I'm opposed to drinking or anything like that, but the clarity is part of the appreciation of every single day. It's not a numbness. It's not a um, um, boredom. It's not a routine that you're just going through life, but this actual living your life in awe, living your life as if every day is that Super Bowl. So this is my short definition on House on a Hill. Pretty much you can think what you want, do what you want, as long as you're not harming other people, breaking out of this evil part of society. And this, I'm not preaching to them that they are evil or um, want to change them in the slightest. It's just I'm moving on to my house on the hill.